In the vast realm of daily online content, most posts are simple, lighthearted, or even inspiring. However, once in a while, a story so bizarre and unsettling emerges. It captivates and disturbs the online community. What makes these stories even more chilling is the eerie silence that follows. The authors of these tales vanish, leaving us with unanswered questions and a growing sense of dread. Let's explore some of the most bizarre and disturbing stories that continue to haunt the web. One of the most chilling stories came from a woman named Samantha, who posted about a disturbing discovery she made on her boyfriend's computer. While he was away for work, she decided to use his laptop and stumbled upon an unsettling collection of images and videos. These weren't ordinary disturbing photos. They were centered around a deeply unsettling fetish involving women of East Asian descent. The content included disturbing videos of people being tortured in the woods, filmed in remote locations that were almost too eerie to believe. Samantha's boyfriend, Michael, had frequently talked about going on hunting trips with his friends, yet Samantha had never met any of these so-called friends, fueling her suspicions even further. She posted about her discovery online, warning others to be cautious and urging them to leave if they found similar content. The post went viral, with many expressing concern for her safety and urging her to leave before Michael returned. Then, her updates abruptly stopped. Was she okay? Did she escape? No one knows. This mystery still remains unsolved. Another unsettling account comes from a man named Jonathan, a war veteran who shared his troubling experience after returning home. Diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, Jonathan revealed how his wife, Laura, would often play cruel pranks on him, sneaking up behind him to startle him, despite knowing how dangerous it was for his mental health. One evening, while Jonathan was in the bathroom, Laura did what she always did. She snuck up to surprise him. This time, however, Jonathan's reaction was far more severe. Shocked and frightened, he accidentally struck her in the face. Confused and worried about potential legal consequences, Jonathan turned to online communities for advice. His story became widely discussed, but just like the others, Jonathan's posts stopped. What happened to Jonathan and Laura? Was there more to the story? The answers remain unknown. Then, there is the strange case of Jessica, a woman who had been terrorized by nightly phone calls from her elderly neighbors, two sisters who lived across the street. They would call her constantly, disturbing her late into the night. Despite moving to 4 different cities in an attempt to escape, the calls continued. Desperate, Jessica contacted the police, and after an investigation, they uncovered something chilling. It turned out that these neighbors were deliberately tormenting Jessica, calling her every night to drive her to the brink of madness. After this revelation, Jessica's posts stopped, and no one knows what happened to her. Is she still being harassed? Did she ever get away? We may never know. Another heartbreaking story is that of a woman named Maria, whose life was torn apart when her husband, Thomas, left her for another woman, taking their son with him. Devastated by the loss, Maria began to spiral into an obsessive state. She posted on multiple forums, repeatedly begging for someone named Diana to return her daughter. Was Maria's story one of a broken heart and mental decline, or was there something darker beneath the surface? Eventually, her posts became more frantic, and then, like the others, Maria stopped updating. What happened to Maria? Did her grief push her too far, or did something more sinister unfold? There is also the story of Sarah and Chris, a young couple about to marry. Just months before their wedding, Chris went to the store to buy milk, but never returned. After a brief search, Sarah discovered that Chris had purchased the milk, but then he simply vanished. No one knows where he went or why he disappeared. Was it an accident? Did something darker happen? To this day, Sarah still does not know the truth about her fiancé's disappearance. Lastly, there's the tragic story of Megan, a teenager who posted about her worsening health. Megan's condition was serious, but her mother, believing in alternative medicine, refused to take her to a doctor, insisting that eating more vegetables was the best cure. Online users tried to intervene, urging Megan to get medical help, but after some time, she stopped responding. Was Megan able to get the help she needed, or did her mother's misguided beliefs contribute to a tragic outcome? The questions surrounding her case remain unanswered. The most bizarre story of all might be that of Caleb, a young man who discovered strange and cryptic markings on his back. While swimming with friends, they noticed a faint, mysterious tattoo that appeared to be a series of symbols. Caleb had no recollection of getting the tattoo, and when he asked his parents about it, they reacted with suspicion and refused to explain anything. Where did the tattoo come from? Why did his parents act so strangely? This remains one of the most unsettling mysteries. I stumbled upon a series of bizarre and unsettling stories online that left me disturbed and haunted. It all began with an account that no one could fully understand, and what followed spiraled into something much darker. The mysteries surrounding these posts are enough to make anyone question what lurks behind the screen. It all started with a peculiar post from a user who shared an odd and cryptic message. "Soon, I will be online. Stay tuned." At first, it seemed like nothing more than an innocuous statement. But then more posts followed, each one more disturbing than the last. In a matter of days, this user had posted nearly 4,000 comments, each one slightly different. What was more unsettling were the images shared between the posts. Photos of a piece of paper with the words, "Wait, soon." The tone grew heavier, and an overwhelming sense of unease washed over me. I couldn't keep checking the account. It felt wrong. Was the person trying to warn us about something? But what? Then, things took an even darker turn. One particular post caught my attention. A young man, while out metal detecting in the woods, shared a photo of an old, rusted metal object he had found. The object was heavy, but he couldn't identify it. His followers quickly began speculating about what it could be. One commenter, an apparent expert in unusual finds, warned that it looked like an artillery shell, still potentially dangerous, a remnant from a long-forgotten war. The expert urged the young man to leave the object alone and contact the authorities. But after that comment, the young man went silent. He had always been so responsive before, but now, nothing. Had he decided to open it? Or was something more sinister at play? Then came another disturbing post. A hiker shared a chilling experience he had while trekking through the woods. He stumbled upon an unmarked hole in the ground, and inside he found the wreckage of an ambulance from the 1930s or 1940s. At first, I thought it was just an odd story, until I learned that the hole wasn't marked on any map, and the hiker had no idea how it had come to be there. The most recent update on the account was just days before I discovered it, making it all the more unnerving. But nothing could prepare me for what came next. A young man posted about a horrifying incident. One morning, he woke up to find a fresh photo on his phone. A photo of himself taken while he slept. The picture showed him standing next to his bed, unaware that someone had been there. He lived alone, and his doors were locked when he woke up. So how did this photo end up on his phone? Despite sharing his story online, no one could provide an explanation. Desperate to move on from the incident, he moved away. But I couldn't help but wonder, did he ever figure out who was behind that photo? Years later, this same young man returned to his childhood home. which he had bought back after becoming successful in business. While exploring the basement, he remembered a strange hatch in the floor that his father had warned him never to open. The hatch had been sealed, and they had moved soon after. But now, as an adult, he was finally able to open it. What he found inside was terrifying. A long, dark corridor that led to a metal door. Behind that door came strange, almost inaudible noises. He fled the basement in a panic, but vowed to return and discover what lay behind that door. 7 months passed, and the young man stopped posting updates. The silence was chilling. What happened to him? Did he ever return to the basement? Did he uncover the secrets hidden behind that door? We may never know. These stories, as unsettling as they are, raise more questions than answers. The disappearances of these users, their cryptic last posts, and the bizarre events they encountered remind us that the internet is not just a place for casual conversation. It's a breeding ground for mysterious stories that often go unexplained. What do you think happened to these people? Which of these tales sent chills down your spine? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like. I'll see you in the next one.